Welcome, ma'am, on this wonderful platform, and over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Bhavar. And I would like to once again wish all the mothers of the world a very, very happy Mother's Day.
Same to you,
Uh,
ma'am.
Thank you so much. अब कहते हैं कि I would like to also dedicate a song, a very lovely song, to my mother and all the mothers of the world. And भगवान का जिक्र है इस सॉन्ग में, पर फिर कहा गया है ना, बिकॉज गॉड कुडंट बी एवरीवेयर, भगवान सब जगह नहीं हो सकते थे, तो ही मेड मदर्स. सो आई वुड लाइक टू शो यू, ये मेरी एंजल माँ है, एंड ये मेरे दिल में, मेरे हार्ट बीट में, मेरे सोल में रहती हैं. हमें से कई हैं जिनके पास हमारी माँ है और हमारी मेमोरीज हैं, और हमारे पास कई में से कई.
मैम आपकी वॉइस सुनाई नहीं दे रही है.
Mr. Bhavat, you want someone
हाँ.
else to speak?
No, your voice was not coming.
अभी आ
now,
रही.
now
अभी आ रही
audible,
है,
ma'am.
अभी आ रही
You
है.
are
हाँ.
audible.
तो
Please
हमें से
continue.
कई हैं जिनकी माएँ और मेमोरीज हैं, और कई हैं जिनकी सिर्फ मेमोरीज हैं, तो वो उन मेमोरीज के साथ जीते हैं, और ये बहुत सुंदर मेमोरीज होती हैं. तो इन मेमोरीज के लिए, एंड व्हाई आई वुड कॉल, आई थिंक वो सब सुन लिया होगा आपने कि क्यों माँ, क्योंकि माँ सब, भगवान सब जगह नहीं हो सकते, तो इसलिए उन्होंने माँ बनाई. So this beautiful song I would like to dedicate to my mother, and that is, thank you, God. You did a damn good job. You need a clap and applause, and let the whole world say, hey, hey, hey. So is खुशहाली के note पे, I would like, to begin this wonderful Mother's Day. हाँ, I'm going to speak on maternal mental health, पर उसके पहले gratitude तो बनता है. So gratitude to the mother, I think every mother is unique, और हर माँ अलग ही है, और मैंने कोई ऐसी बात नहीं बोली कि जो बहुत अजीब हो, इसमें कोई शक नहीं है. और हम हैं ही इस धरती पे क्योंकि माँ है तो हम हैं, नहीं तो कोई होता भी नहीं. तो आज जो भी मैं हूँ, गुड बैड अगली, कभी मैं बैड अगली की तरफ तो आपको लेके नहीं जाती. तो जो भी गुडनेस मेरी, दैट इज ऑल एट्रीब्यूटेबल टू माई मदर. मैं बहुत सेंसिटिव. There's an echo coming. No?
Yeah, I can even hear the echo.
So it's very I am also, but lesser sensitive now. My mother taught me how to use my weaknesses to make them my strengths. तो ये जो बात बात पे सेंसिटिव होना, हर्ट होना, फील होना, it was something I learned to use to heal, because it was not only for myself, it was in fact more when I saw कि दूसरों को तकलीफें हो रही हैं. So she told me to stand up and fight for others. And the profession that I've taken, the healing that I can do, is a blessing of God and my mother to me. So lots of gratitude to my mother for this, to God for this. So much she has sacrificed in her life, so much we will never even know. So the family bonding that she had, उसने मुझे बचपन से ही सिखा दिया the importance of a family. कि सारी दुनिया एक तरफ हो और आपकी फैमिली आपके पीछे होना, तो निश्चित जीत आपके होने वाली है in the end. So these are a few points where I want to say thank you, Ma, for teaching me all this in my life. Now, going ahead with the topic, मैं हेल्थ पे ही फोकस करने वाली हूँ। मैं कोई इलनेस डिसऑर्डर्स के बारे ज्यादा बोलने वाली नहीं हूँ। कभी कभार दे में कम अप, बट मेरा मेरा आज बोलने का इस मदर्स डे पे जो मेन एम है, हाउ टू मेंटेन द मेंटल हेल्थ ऑफ द मदर when she is pregnant, going through a pregnancy, given birth to her child, and so that समाज में ये जानकारी हो, और समाज it gives support to the mother. It doesn't shame the mother. तो शेम इसलिए हो जाती है जाने अनजाने में कि इतनी ज्यादा एक्सपेक्टेशंस हमने बना ली हैं एक माँ से, कि जो उसके अंदर हार्मोनल चेंजेस हो रहे हैं, जो उसके अंदर भावनात्मक चेंजेस हो रहे हैं, जो उसका मन सोच रहा है, जो, और ऊपर से ये समाज की जो है ना सोच, उसे ओवरवेल भाव मतलब एकदम कहते हैं ना ओवरवेल स्थिति में चली जाती है। वो माँ जो है ना, वो पैदा होने वाली है तब जब वो बच्चा पैदा होगा। अब साथ में वो भी जन्म ले रही है, उसमें भी बदलाव आ रहे हैं। ये बात हमको समझनी है। और आज भी कई जगह भी यार ऐसा नहीं है कि चाइल्ड मैरिजेस नहीं हो रही, या फिर लड़कियां 18 साल क्रॉस करते शादी उनकी नहीं हो रही। तो वो तो पूरी तरह से दे आर नॉट फुल्ली डेवलप्ड, और आप फिर उनको एक माँ, देवी माँ, पता नहीं क्या क्या ओहदे पे डाल रहे हैं। वो खुद को तो संभाले लायक है नहीं, तो उस बच्चे का क्या करे, मतलब उसे पता नहीं है। तो शायद वो बच्चा चाहती भी है कि नहीं, पर पहली प्रेगनेंसी में तो ये बोल भी नहीं सकते, आप सोच भी नहीं सकते, और डॉक्टर्स भी यूजुअली नहीं एडवाइस करते, क्योंकि अगर आपने कुछ किया और अगली बार से आप माँ नहीं बन सके तो फिर बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स आ जाती हैं लाइफ में। तो आपको खुशी रहना पड़ता है, तो क्यों ना खुशी रहना पड़े से हम खुश रहें, दोनों चीज में बहुत अंतर है। तो जब एक औरत को पता चलता है कि वो माँ बन रही है, तो खुशी की लहर तो चलती है, एक अजीब सी फीलिंग आती है जिसे हर माँ, मतलब कई चीजें ना शब्दों में नहीं कही जा सकती। तो पर उसके साथ अगर आप सोचे कि कुछ नकारात्मक सोच ना आए, कुछ तकरारें, कुछ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स आपके अंदर ना आए, तो ऐसा होता नहीं है, क्योंकि बहुत कुछ बदलता है और बहुत कुछ बदलने वाला है। आपकी बॉडी जो है वो तो ऑटो पायलट मोड पे चली जाती है, वो उसके बदलाव आपको नहीं पता चलते, वो अपने आप होते हैं। बेबी को अकोमोडेट करने के लिए, उसके ग्रोथ के लिए, उसको डिलीवरी के लिए वो चेंजेस अपने आप होते हैं। पर यहाँ क्या, यहाँ किसी ने प्रिपेयर नहीं किया होता ना हमें, ये चीजों की बातचीत नहीं होती है, तो वो अब फिर कौन करेगा। तो दिमाग तो है, तो वो तो प्रश्न पूछेगा ही अपने। और तो जब ये सारी स्थितियां आती हैं, तो ये सोचना, अपने ऊपर गिल्ट ले लेना कि मैं ही ऐसी माँ हूँ जो ऐसी चीजें सोच रही है, जिसके अंदर ऐसे कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स आ रहे हैं, ये सब में आते हैं। आपसे शायद कोई साझा नहीं करता, पर आते सब में है। तो घर वालों से बात कीजिए, अगर कोई झिझक है तो प्रोफेशनल से बात कर लीजिए, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। पर अब प्रोफेशनल भी मतलब ठीक है, अपना आप कार्ड तो बनाएंगे, अपने गायनेक डॉक्टर या डॉक्टर साहब के पास तो जाएंगे। आज हमारा मेडिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इतना तो इम्प्रूव हो गया है कि हमारी मैटरनल और इन्फेंट की मोर्टालिटी रेट कम हो गई है। और जो ग्रामीण और जो अर्बन जो हैं, जो शहरी जगह हैं, उनका गैप जो एज फार एज प्रेगनेंसी, लुकिंग आफ्टर द मदर एंड द बेबी, वो काफी उसमें बदलाव आए हैं, काफी इम्प्रूव हो गया है। तो एटलीस्ट गो, उनसे बातचीत करिए विजिटिंग में। अपना सिर्फ पल्स, बीपी, अपना वेट, ये सब चीजें, ये जो पैरामीटर्स है ये बदलने हैं, पर अपने जो आपकी चिंताएं हैं, जो शायद आप नहीं बात कर पा रहे हैं, उनकी भी बात कीजिए। और जैसे वो डॉक्टर अगर आपकी पल्स में, आपकी ब्लड प्रेशर में अगर कुछ चेंजेस आते हैं तो आपको किसी ना किसी और डॉक्टर के पास आपके गायनोकोलॉजिस्ट रेफर करते हैं। तो अगर उन्हें लगे कि आपका तनाव बढ़ गया है, तो अगर वो आपको साइकेट्रिस्ट के पास, अगर आपको साइकेट्रिस्ट के पास रेफर करें, तो एकदम डिनायल मोड में आके, रिएक्शन मोड में आके मतलब रिएक्ट ना करें कि क्या मैं पागल हूँ, या कोई बोले क्या मेरी बहू पागल है, मेरी बीवी पागल है, क्या मेरी बच्ची पागल है। अब ये एक ही किताब है, इतनी मोटी अगर दिखे तो ऐसी दो किताबें और ना जाने और कितनी किताबें हैं। तो इनमें से पन्नों में से पागल 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 ऐसा तो नहीं लिखा होगा। और ये वर्ड आज की, आज के समाज में एज पर मेंटल हेल्थ एक्ट इट इज एक्चुअली लाइक अब्यूजिंग समवन। किसी को कलंकित करना है जिसके लिए आपको जेल भी हो सकती है। मानसिक बीमारियां हैं अन्य, जैसे ये दिमाग है इसमें बीमारी हो सकती है, वैसे शरीर की बीमारियां हैं। पर हमारी सोच, हमारी नजर या हमारी जानकारी इतनी कम है कि हम इसको एक बीमारी ना सोच के कुछ मतलब, जहां मेंटल वर्ड आता है उसके बाद मेंटल वेल बीइंग, मैंने पहले ही बोला कि मैं मेंटल हेल्थ पे जोर दूंगी कि कैसे हमारा मेंटल हेल्थ हम मेंटेन रखें। पर मेंटल के बाद सारा ब्लॉक ही आ जाता है, सारा चीज ब्लॉक हो जाती है, आगे कोई क्या कह रहा है वो कुछ आदमी सुनने को तैयार ही नहीं होता है। तो इस चीज से हमें उमड़ना है और अवेयरनेस बढ़ानी है। और ये बहुत अच्छी बात है कि कहीं ना कहीं हर बार कुछ ना कुछ जो है मानसिक स्वास्थ्य के बारे कहीं ना कहीं हम बात कर लेते हैं, तो लोग अवेयरनेस, उनकी जानकारी बढ़ रही है। और जरूरी नहीं है कि जो आप मेंटल हेल्थ टीम के पास आप साइकेट्रिस्ट, जरूरी नहीं कि दवाई ही देगा, और अगर देगा तो समझाएगा, सेफेस्ट दवाई देगा आपके बच्चे के लिए। अगर सोचो कि माँ को सपोज डिप्रेशन होगी, एंजाइटी होगी, उसको अगर सपोज बहुत सिवियर इलनेस साइकोसिस होगी, और तो वो माँ तो खुद को नहीं देख पा रही, तो अपने आप को क्या संभालेगी, अपना खान पान क्या देखभाल करेगी। उसके अंदर एक पूरा जीव जो है वो ना डेवलप हो रहा है। तो क्या आपको नहीं ऐसा लगता कि उस बच्चे के ऊपर भी फर्क पड़ेगा, जो स्ट्रेस के हार्मोन्स हैं वो उस बच्चे तक भी पहुंचेंगे, तो उसका असर उस बच्चे पे भी होगा जन्म के बाद। तो हालांकि कहने के लिए तो बात नहीं ठीक बिल्कुल, पर हम यहाँ से तो शुरू कर सकते हैं ना कि चाहे हम उस औरत के बारे इतना ना सोचे, पर बच्चे के बारे तो हर कोई सोचता है। तो उस बच्चे के लिए एटलीस्ट उस माँ को खुश रखना आप एक कर्तव्य बना लीजिए, ताकि माँ बच्चा दोनों स्ट्रेस फ्री रहें और दोनों खुशहाली में इस सफर को तय करें। अब और इट्स अ लव स्टोरी, इट्स अ लव अफेयर बिटवीन अ मदर एंड अ चाइल्ड which occurs in pregnancy. Let it be a beautiful love affair. तो बॉन्डिंग जो है ना वो प्रेगनेंसी के दरमियान ही शुरू हो जाती है। और 9 महीने हैं ना आपके पास, तो इसको चिंताओं में व्यर्थ मत कीजिए। इस समय आप क्या कर सकते हैं कि जो भी आपके आपकी राइट डाउन, जो आपके पॉइंट्स हैं, कहाँ आपको तनाव आ रहा है, आपकी कैरियर में, आपके वर्क में, आपकी फाइनेंशियल सिक्योरिटीज में, जो भी इश्यूज आपको आ रहे हैं, आपकी चाइल्ड की सेफ्टी कंसर्न्स में, उसको अपने फैमिली मेंबर्स, अपने डॉक्टर, अपने जो फ्रेंड्स हैं उनसे डिस्कस करिए, प्रोस कॉन्स लिखिए, ताकि एक बार वो सॉल्व हो जाए। जितनी भी सॉल्यूशन मिल सकता है, देर इज नो 100% सॉल्यूशन टू एनी प्रॉब्लम इन लाइफ। तो द मैक्सिमम सॉल्यूशन दैट यू कैन गेट, like you can become the best version of yourself. We don't want perfection, और नेचर भी परफेक्ट नहीं है। द ब्यूटी ऑलवेज लाइज इन लिटिल 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 imperfections of you. तो बेस्ट सोल्यूशन हम ढूंढे, और फिर उसके बाद स्टार्ट स्टेइंग इन द प्रेजेंट मोमेंट। आगे क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा किसने जाना है। एंजॉय योर प्रेगनेंसी, एंजॉय योर चाइल्ड, enjoy the development of your child inside you, make a bond with the child. And जब लर्न, अगर आपके आसपास कोई योगा सेंटर्स या प्री नेटल सेंटर्स हैं, तो उसमें एज अ कपल जाइए, कुछ आसन सीखिए, कुछ mild mental health exercises like mindfulness, physical exercises, जाके आपकी जो मसल्स हैं जिससे आप डिलीवरी दे के समय इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि वो प्रोसेस तो ऑटो पायलट में है, आपको उसको रोकना नहीं है क्योंकि आप घबराए हुए हैं, आपको उस प्रोसेस को हेल्प करना है। तो इसलिए ये सारी चीजें अगर अवेलेबल है, प्लीज यूज देम एंड हैव अ यू नो आपको डिलीवरी जो है ना, इट इज बहुत एंड्योरेंस चाहिए आपको, फिजिकल लंबे समय तक चलता है आपका लेबर, लंबे समय तक आपको पुश भी करना है, आपको ब्लीडिंग भी हो रही है। तो इस समय जब आप एक मैराथन की तरह है ये, क्या किसी मैराथन में आप बिना प्रिपरेशन के चले जाते हैं? पर हम ज्यादातर प्रेगनेंसी में देखते हैं हम लोग कुछ प्रिपरेशन कर ही नहीं रहे, ना अपनी बॉडी के लिए ना अपने माइंड के लिए, क्योंकि बॉडी तो कर ही लेगी अगर माइंड करने देगा तो। दैट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ द माइंड। तो वी हैव टू ट्रेन अ माइंड ऑल्सो। तो जरूरी नहीं है कि यू गो टू अ साइकोलॉजिस्ट और अ साइकेट्रिस्ट, यू गो तो मतलब you have some mental problems, they will also increase your resilience, your ability to deal with stress, आपकी कोर पावर इंक्रीज होगी, आपकी मानसिक जो ना स्ट्रेस झेलने की क्षमता, यस लेबर दिस ऑल इज अ टाइप ऑफ स्ट्रेस, ये बढ़ेगा। तो आपकी जब क्षमता बढ़ेगी तो आपको फिर सो के उठना है, आप माँ बन गई है, बच्चा बच्चा ही रहेगा, एंड फिर उसके बाद अभी तो पार्टी शुरू हुई। So I think with this promoting mental health of a mother, its importance, आप बहुत सरल शब्द में मैं समझा पाई हूँ, और अगर कोई भी कुछ लोग भी इससे फायदा ले पाएंगे तो I will feel that I have done my work, and I'll thank my mother to have made me so capable, and thank you Mr. Bhavar for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
So we will invite our next speaker with us. So would like to invite our guest speaker, Dr. Ushavati Shetty ma'am.
Thank you very much, Akash sir, and good evening to all the esteemed co-speakers here. This is the first time that I am representing Akash sir on this particular platform, and it is a matter of great honor for me, Akash sir, for giving me the opportunity. And on this auspicious occasion, I would like to wish all of you a very happy Mother's Day. For ma'am, the points that you touched upon, it is really very, very emotional. And the kind of points that you touched upon, it is something which we still need to work upon. Mental health, because that is something which is still thought of as a taboo in our country. And now when we talk about new education policy and rolling out new kind of curriculum and syllabuses, when it had come to us as well, we had focused on two things. One is physical health and the second is mental health. Because the kind of exposure that our students are into the digital world, there is hardly any kind of a physical movement or exercise. Children are so very much addicted to the mobiles, to the devices, that there is hardly any movement, physical movement of the child. So physical fitness is something that we focused on. Second thing we focused on is mental health, which you really very rightly pointed out in terms of mothers. In the rural area, still child marriages are in progress. And as the girl is getting married, you will see that there is no space between the marriage or the movement into the marriagehood and motherhood. So the child itself, the girl itself is a child and she is bearing a child. So what Kaur ma'am mentioned in her entire speech, it is very apt and very much to the point, and the need of the hour, it needs to be focused upon and it needs to be addressed in such kind of platforms. My topic given to me is development of life skill in children. I feel that this particular generation that has come forward in the last decade or so, all the parents are busy. All of them are busy, be it a mother, be it a father. Everybody is busy making their own life, making their own career. A generation passed by wherein they said Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Now the girls are empowered, the girls are working, the girls are in power, the girls are leading. And then we also, in the process of that generation raising, we forgot that our boys also need to be trained. We never taught them that yes, a generation has passed and the girls are now empowered, but in the same generation, the boys also grew in the same kind of environment wherein they were deprived of the skills that they need to be taught in terms of dealing with the empowered women. If you see, that is the reason now in today's times, girls have a voice of their own. They speak up. It is not like what it was earlier. So there are many cases where people are not able to cope even in the workplaces. So there comes life skills. When we talk about life skills, it is as important to be taught in the school. I feel home is the first place that these kind of skills should be taught back home. Very simple, like when we were growing up, I remember spending my vacations, my summer vacations, in a big ancestral home wherein all relatives, all cousins used to be a part of it. Now, today, what do we do? In terms of in today's day, in today's age, when we are talking about a vacation, people go on mini vacations as well. If there is a long weekend, they look at going out and taking a break, even though it is a, voting is coming up. That day itself is also considered as a day off. Many cases I have seen that women are working, men are working, they are working in a stressful environment. So they plan a vacation in such a manner that children are forced to take leave during the working days as well. Being in that position in the organization, I've been into the field of education for the past 22 years, former principal of Navodaya as well. We get applications during the year, during the academic year, during the working days of the academic year, stating that we need a leave of 1 week. There is a marriage coming up, there is a, these are all false excuses that are given. But if you look at the academic calendar of the institution, the leaves are all beautifully planned. Children have their summer break, children have their winter break, children have their Christmas break, children have their Diwali break. Parents need to understand that school is really very important, and whatever is taught in the school is even more important. So when they plan their vacation, it should not be according to the time slot that they have in their offices, but it should be according to the academic calendar of the school. That is where discipline comes into place. Second thing I would like to focus on is give time to the children, because now what we are finding is, because of the tight schedule that the parents are running, they try to compromise the time given to the child with bribe. They bribe their children. They take their children to a mall. They will take their child to a movie. They'll buy some expensive gift. But that is not the way upbringing or parenting has to happen. If you have to take your child out, take the child to the local market. Let the child view. There is a huge variety of things in the local market. Children can learn in the real environment. Children are whole day into the devices, which is a false world. Social media is a false world. Social media is not the real world. And to compensate to the time that the child has to be spending with the parents are rich enough, earning well enough, and they think that spending money on the fees of the child means that the school is responsible for all the skill development of the child. But basic skills of inclusivity, making the child aware about nature, making the child aware about the locals, it again falls down to the parents as well. Another thing I would like to focus upon here is decision making. You will notice that whenever we are having
तो नीरज फोन उठा रहे हैं ना राजन फोन उठा रहे हैं ना वो इलेक्ट्रिशियन फोन उठा रहे
Akash, can you please mute Surinder ji?
Another point that I would like to focus on is decision making. Every now and then we are making some or the other decisions back home. Probably you're renovating your house. Probably you are buying something big for the house. Probably you're buying a house. You think that your child is not a part of the decision-making process. We need to include our child in all decision-making processes, but at the same time, you should do what you want to do. But making the child including the child in the decision-making process will encourage the child to open up, to speak, to give his ideas, and the child will feel important as well. There are many organizations, there are many NGOs, there are many social activities that are going, and our involvement in that is very, very less in today's world. So I would encourage students and parents, especially, to be a part of such kind of organization, wherein probably a visit to the beach for cleaning of the beach, that every school is doing. But that is because that is a part of their curriculum. That does not mean the school is doing, so parents are not supposed to be doing. Parents can take their time out, take the child out to a beach, show them the beach, how it is mostly after the Visarjan. Because generally we go for the process and processions, but what happens after that? That is nobody is actually looking into all that. So I would encourage parents to be a part of any kind of a social organization, any NGOs, so that when the activities are happening, take your child along, because more than what we preach, what the child sees, that is more important. Seeing is actually learning. Child is watching you every single day, and that is how the child is developing. You will see most of the habits that our children have, that is something that we have developed and we have given it to the students, our children. They look at us and they learn. So more than preaching, if you show the child, action actually speaks louder than words. We have been in an environment where there are these gender biases or certain kind of roles and regulations which are pertaining to gender. So girls, you should need to know how to cook. Boys, you are supposed to be growing up and earning. But after a certain age in today's world, when after 12th or after graduation, when the child is going out for studies, there everything is the same. So even if a boy is going there, the boy has to know how to clean the house, cook. He has to do his own laundry. Where is the school teach it? Neither we as parents teach. So if you see, there are lately in the last couple of years, or I'll say more than 5 to 6 years, certain brands are coming up with advertisements. Excel, Surf Excel, Ariel, wherein, the mother is, if you remember, mother is talking to the child, the doctor is saying, I'm not able to manage work and home, and I plan to resign. So then the mother says, how come, why is he not helping you? Nahi, usko nahi aata. Kyun nahi aata? Shayad nahi aata hoga. She sees her son as well, throwing all the clothes everywhere. So that is a very famous ad that will catch your attention. So media is also playing a very important role, wherein they are saying that skill development, wherein to survive. Basic cooking, basic cleaning, basic purchasing, basic washing of clothes, every person needs to know, be it a boy or a girl. So when we talk about today's topic, it is all related to Mother's Day. And we as mothers, we feel that it is complete onus on us to be a part of child skill development. It is not like that. Parents means parents. Fathers also need to be a equal part. I sometimes feel very, find it very funny when parents come for PTA meeting and the fathers do not know which standard or grade the child is studying in. Leave at all the standard, they don't know the division. They don't know the division, they don't know the roll number of the child, and they come and the teachers are struggling to see which. The teachers will know. The teacher knows which child's roll number is what, and what is the basic needs and hobbies and requirements of the child. The father doesn't know, because father's involvement is not very much into the upbringing. Father's wiring tuning is such that you have to go, you have to earn, you have to bring the money back home, and that's it. And the lady's role is to now, in today's day, manage the office work, manage the home work, home chores, manage the child's education also, take care of the in-laws also, take care of the parents also. So it is like, and I'll give you an example. I lost my parents very recently. I lost my mom to COVID, and I lost my dad very recently in the month of December. I noticed after my mom passed away, my dad could not survive the loss. At the same time, I lost my uncle to COVID, and my aunt survived. I could see the drastic difference. The loss was the same. My dad lost his wife. My aunt lost her husband. But the way my aunt coped with the loss was better than what my dad reacted to. So they are so emotionally dependent, but they never show. So there comes mental health. What Kaur ma'am spoke about, it is not only about pregnancy or, it is not about your mother's mental health. It is about overall mental health of people. So somewhere in the growing years, that skill also needs to be taught to the child, that mental health is really very important, because in today's times, I see there are, crushes happening, breakups happening, into new relationship, into, multiple, and each one copes in a different manner. In today's times, we also notice, very recently, I was reading in the papers that the child is not able to give the NEET examination. The child has written a letter and he has, left the house. Very recently, I saw in Times of India or Hindustan Times, it had come, the child had gone out saying that I cannot cope up with the NEET examination. I'll come back after 5 years. There are cases where children are not able to cope with the JEE NEET examination and pressures, and they are succumbing to, suicide. Why can't we talk to them? These are basic skills. Make your child emotionally strong. Physical strength, mental strength is equally important. A child should be able to cope with the stress. If the child is not able to cope with the stress during the growing years, how is the child going to manage the entire team when the child is now? Each one of us is an educator, each one holding a very high and respectable position, multiple responsibilities. We can't succumb. Why? Because we have developed that attitude of multitasking. Where are we teaching the students multitasking? I get applications stating that, okay, board exams are going on, so my child cannot go for this particular tournament. Or, why? It should not happen. You should be able to multitask. Are you studying Monday prior to the examination? Any kind of a competition, you should be able to switch from one task to another. That is the ability that has to be in a child right from the growing years. That is how we train them. Many parents are come stating that board exams are going on. I have taken the remote to the office. I have kept the remote in the cupboard. I have snatched the phone out of the child. No, the child will rebel. The child should himself or herself feel what is important, what is actually the need of the hour, and child should be acting accordingly. How will that happen? You have to develop a bond with the child, and the child requires your time and attention. Please be there for the child. Give time to the child. Your time given to the child now cannot be compensated with any kind of a bribe. No movies can help. No McDonald's can help. No trips can help. Your time is time. So tomorrow, when you are in that age where you actually require time from your child, when the child is old enough, you will not land up in an old age home, because the child knows that you are the one who has taken efforts, given them the respective time at that point of time, and that bond will develop. Many parents I have seen that bond is not there. That is one of the major life skills that we also need to develop in our children. So on account of Women's Day, a Mother's Day, sorry, on every day is a Mother's Day, every day is a Women's Day. I wish all of you a very, very happy Mother's Day. Thank you very much, Akashji, for giving me the opportunity to be a part of your platform. My privilege. Thank you very much. Over to you, Akash.
Our next guest with us, Dr. Ritu Gupta, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody. Happy Mother's Day once again to everybody watching this show and to my respected speakers. I would dedicate this day to each and every woman, be it in a marital status or be it a single, or maybe nowadays the trend is coming up, adopting children. Girls are not getting married yet; they are adopting children and becoming mothers. Example is Sushmita Sen. So to all the mothers, so सबसे बड़ी बात जो है, जो सबसे बड़ी बात है हमारे लिए, वो है gratitude. So gratitude always begins with us. Now, before entering into the topic, I would say something about my mother. She was an athlete and a playback singer. She had a very sweet voice and she used to sing for the radio. Means she used to sing in the radio. But since, just as ma'am said before, children, girls used to get married at a very early age. I too was one of them. So my mom got married at the age of 17, and she had to leave everything then. because that time the days were like that कि बहू है तो काम नहीं करना है. So she left everything. It was a huge joint family, and she had to just like ma'am said that initially the girl doesn't know how to manage herself. So how will she manage a whole family and a child who is being born, and it's a new family, it's an unknown family. So basically, the things was that it was a huge joint family. Just as ma'am said, Urvashi ma'am, ki during the vacations we used to meet our relatives, our sisters, our brothers, and we used to know about the whole family. So basically, the whole thing began at the very early age after we were born. My mother, she had been in this joint family, and she learned how to deal with the situations, good or bad, forceful or willingly. It was somehow she learned, and she taught us the same thing, because I believe mother is the first teacher a child gets when he or she is born. So she taught me the value of a joint family, the life skills of compromise, sacrifice, adjustment, sharing and caring, standing for each other, just as ma'am said, standing for each other, being a passionate and dedicated daughter, managing both the houses, her own house, maternal house, and the in law's house, as a daughter in law, as a daughter, and a dedicated wife. She taught me, just as we see, she believed on hands on experience, just as our previous speaker said. So, obviously, when a child is growing up, definitely, just as Harsh ma'am said, mental health is very important during pregnancy. And once the child is born, definitely other roles also start playing part, like society, the family, the traditions, the culture, the upbringing, what we say in a very short form. So she taught me patience. She's like, since we were in a joint family, we had to sacrifice, we had to adjust, we had to wait, because uh, things were not so easy for us. We had to wait. Suppose we wanted to get something good, so my father or my other family members, we had to cater to the others needs before we could put ourselves first. The family was first, we the next. So these qualities, these life skills, these were taught from the very basic, from the very inception, from when we started growing. And since it was instilled in me through time, through over the years, I did the same thing with my daughter. Minimalism, nowadays this word is coming, is getting very highlighted, very focused. Minimalism was actually taught to us through experience. It's not on words, it's not on social media, it's not on something you just say about. Empathy, minimalism, these were taught hands on experience. We were happy with the very minimal thing we were getting. We had to show our gratitude. We were taught to show gratitude, because we were taught कि आपको जो मिल रहा है दूसरे बच्चों को नहीं मिलता है. So यही चीज, यही, these are the things we need to teach our children as well. Just as ma'am said कि nowadays, since both the parents are working, we try to compensate our guilt, our feeling of guilt that we are not being able to give time to our children, by giving them expensive gifts, or maybe taking them something somewhere in a mall, or to very lavish vacations. So but the thing is that that is not the criteria what you actually trying to instill in a child, because what you are teaching now is what the child will be when he or she grows up. इसीलिए nowadays people, so much of breakup, so much of divorce, so much of people are, women are getting empowered, definitely I am also a part of it. But then you need to have, like we were taught कि चुप रहना सीखो, the power of silence. ठीक है, you connect with the family, you connect with your parents. The parents should be, my father used to tell me कि एक age तक you have to monitor the child. You have to you have to tell the child this is right, this is wrong. You have to sometimes impose certain disciplinary facts or disciplinary actions on the child. because he or she is not aware which is wrong and which is right, because they are just, just like soft mud, which we are actually molding over the years with our own mind, own mindset, our own values, and own practices which we have been practicing over the years. So definitely, वो कहते हैं ना कि बच्चा जो होता है वो पेरेंट्स की छवि होता है या फैमिली की छवि होता है, कुछ हद तक ये सही है. So definitely what we teach the child and what we show the child, or we expose the child to, is what the child is becoming. Now let's come to the topic exam stress. Exam stress nowadays, recently, means I had I came across an incident. There was a child in a very top institution. I would not be naming the institution. Over there, this child, he was going through his semesters, and that time, like he was like in a phase of self doubt, because he committed suicide. The ultimate result, he committed suicide. And when the interrogation and when the questions were being put up towards to his roommates and classmates, so whatever the facts came out was, first was self doubt, second was excessive stress, third was marks constraints, which actually, though we are working on it, but still it's a fact that children are assessed and children are tagged or categorized based on their marks. Even jobs are based on that. A child may be very intelligent, a child may be very smart, but academically he or she might not be so good. So this marks constraint is there. Plus, parents, what they do is they impose their own wishes, their own expectations, very high expectations on the child. And they start comparing, or maybe if the child does not produce a good result, they start demeaning, or they try to show the child somehow, humiliate the child somehow or the other, maybe knowing unknowingly, with the fact, because some people I've come across, parent as an educator, as a counselor, I had come across parent who had said कि मैम ये करना पड़ता है because अगर नहीं करेंगे तो उसमें जिद नहीं आएगी कि मुझे better करना है. And to be very honest, I am like that. If anybody challenges me, if anybody tells me you can't do this, मतलब मेरे अंदर वो जिद चढ़ जाती है कि मुझे करना ही है और मुझे दिखाना ही है. मगर ये चीज सब बच्चों के साथ नहीं होती है, बिकॉज ईच तो बेस एक जो डोट है, जो एक डोज है, एक मेडिसिन है, वो सबके लिए काम करेगा, ऐसा नहीं होता है. देन द फियर ऑफ फेलियर, कि फैमिली क्या बोलेगी, सोसाइटी क्या बोलेगी, मैं कर पाऊंगा, मैं कर पाऊंगी. द सुसाइड व्हिच हैपेंड was basically because of that, because the child was suffering from self doubt. He was in a very big institution, very top institution, and he had this pressure from his parents ki नहीं, we have आपको इतना तकलीफ से हमने इस इंस्टीट्यूशन में भेजा है, so you have to come out with flying colors, you have to be this thing, because otherwise हम फैमिली और सोसाइटी के सामने मुंह नहीं दिखा. अरे लोग heard hello of these things as a counselor and as an educator over a span of 20 years. I have felt many things, many skills, many situations which need to be dealt. We all know the solution, but then at that moment we don't find that solution, or maybe we just forget that solution. So what I did was I things in a blog form, in a short books on that. So I felt कि these things should be addressed, because everybody has a self respect, even the children have a self respect. So basically we have to make them feel, make the child feel it's okay. Even if you fail, it's okay to be a failure. What is failure? Failure is a one step behind the success. So if you try and if you work on it diligently, because if you fail, The next time you try, you will be trying with an experience. So obviously, whatever mistakes you had done in the first phase, you will not be repeating it. So you will start again afresh with an experience. So that will help you overcome the loopholes which you had done, mistakes you had done in the previous one. So you get one step ahead. But quitting and giving it up is not the solution. So you have to make the child very confident, very sure about himself. First, you have to make him believe in himself. Because what we do is we try to always try to compare the child. We try to, means unknowingly we instill a self doubt in the child. So that should not be done as a parent. So you have to make the child feel कि ठीक है बेटा, फेल हो सकते हैं, इट्स ओके. आपको फेल हो, आप फेल करेंगे, फेल होंगे, उसके बाद फिर काम करेंगे, कभी ना कभी सक्सीड करेंगे. और अगर नहीं करते हैं, ऐसा भी होता है, ऐसे भी बच्चे हैं मेरे नॉलेज में, those who have been trying consistently yet not getting the desired results. So you should always have a plan B also. जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको प्लान ए है तो प्लान ए में ही करना है. आपको इंजीनियर है तो इंजीनियर ही बनना है, आप कुछ और नहीं बन सकते. जैसे हमने वो मूवी देखी थी 3 इडियट्स, उसमें सबको इंजीनियर बनना था. But were they actually fit for the role of an engineer? They had their own passions, and I believe if you uh, motivate the child, if you encourage the child to pursue his or her passion, जिस जो फॉरेन कंट्रीज में बहुत अच्छी है कि वो छोटे से जान जाते हैं कि बच्चे को किस चीज में उनका उसका स्ट्रेंथ है. So they try to develop that, and that is why the other countries are leading in that. Be it Olympics, be it any other field, they are doing it. बट देन ये चीज हमारे अंदर नहीं है. हमारे अंदर इंडियन सोसाइटी मैक्सिमम होता है नो अननोइंगली कि आपको ऐसा बनना है, फलाना ऐसा भैया है या दीदी है वो ऐसा कर रही है तो आपको भी ऐसा बनना है. ये चीज नहीं होना चाहिए. So there's always a plan B if the plan A doesn't work. And if you fail, it's okay. You cannot be successful every time. आप हमेशा सक्सेसफुल नहीं बन सकते हैं. Don't demean the child. Don't compare the child. Don't impose your thoughts and expectations on the child. Let him or her bloom on her own. Because कहते हैं ना कि चांद सितारों का भी अपना वक्त होता है चमकने का. तो जब सूरज का वक्त होगा तो सूरज चमकेगा, जब चांद का वक्त होगा तो चांद चमकेगा. अगर आप सोच रहे हो कि एक ही बच्चे क्लास 4 में है तो क्लास 4 का बच्चा एक टॉप कर रहा है, एक फेल कर रहा है, तो क्यों नहीं कर रहा है, तो ये चीज नहीं आनी चाहिए. जब उसका वक्त आएगा वो चमकेगा. तो ऑल दीज थिंग्स नीड, जैसे जस्ट एज मैम सेड कि द बॉयज एंड द गर्ल्स आर मोर एडिक्टेड टू द डिजिटल वर्ल्ड, so that needs to be a bit more relaxed. Now you are watching कि people are getting lonely. People are getting very lonely because they are not finding that attachment, that bonding, that connection with the family. Always on the mobile, always on the laptop, always projects and studies and assessments. A constant बच्चे के ऊपर स्ट्रेस है, एग्जाम स्ट्रेस. पेरेंट्स कहाँ जाना है मैम, नहीं जा सकते अभी उनका एग्जाम चल रहा है. आप इसको पार्टिकुलर नहीं, अभी नहीं भेज सकते, एग्जाम चल रहा है. सो ये चीज नहीं आनी चाहिए. आपको सब कुछ करना है लाइफ में, आपको लाइफ भी झेलनी है. लोग पहले मिट्टी में खेलते थे, दे वर मोर स्ट्रॉन्गर. आवर फादर्स जनरेशन आजकल मॉल्स में टाइम जोन में जाते हैं. सो दीज आर गेटिंग ये अपने मिट्टी से अलग होने वाली बात हो रही है. तो एंड सोशल मीडिया इज फेक. That person has to understand that is a much more deeper topic about the AI and the social media and everything. So just as ma'am said, inclusion of the child in the family, talking to the child, making the child believe in himself or in herself, showing gratitude for what they have. Because उनको हमेशा ये दिखाना है, उनको जब उनके अंदर लगता है मम्मी इसके पास ये है मेरे पास ये नहीं है, तो आपको भी दिखाना है कि आपके नीचे भी बहुत से लोग हैं जिनके पास वो भी नहीं है. आप जो लाइफ लीड कर रहे हो वो बहुतों के लिए एक सपना है. It's a dream for many others. So try to be grateful, try to have gratitude for each and everything, every good thing you are having in life, even the pains. They're very much needed to enjoy the taste of success, to enjoy and to feel good about what goodness God is giving you, the Almighty is giving you in the form of your family, your parents, in your life, whatever the things which others cannot get. So ये सारी चीजें एग्जाम को लेके एंड ग्रेटिट्यूड के लेके आई फील Simple living, high thinking should be the motto. So I think that's all for today. Thank you, Akash sir, for this wonderful platform and helping me to speak my mind. And once again, thank you all and happy Mother's Day. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind.
We have a next guest speaker, Mamta Awasthi ma'am.
So good evening, all of you, and happy Mother's Day. And thank you, Akash, again. Thank you, ABCD, for giving me this opportunity to talk to all of you on this auspicious day, I should say. This is a day which people laugh out that it's every day a Mother's Day, which is not the reality we all know in life. So my topic for today is bullying, and this particular topic actually I first of all thought कि ये कैसे relate होगा माँ से, ठीक है? Because my mother, my pride doesn't ever anywhere get related to bullying, but then I put myself into some thought process and I have tried to come out with some conclusion, and that was the belief of Ritu actually. So, well, I should say I thank all of you because I was listening to you all, and whatever you have spoken is really something which normally people are not bothered about. They may be knowing, but they are not bothered, right? So here comes the role of a mother. Got it? हर माँ जो है वो जिम्मेदार होती है अपने बच्चे के अपब्रिंगिंग के लिए, लेकिन मेरा ये कहना है कि हर माँ वो इंडिविजुअल होती है जो शायद सबसे ज्यादा बुलीड रिलेशन होता है. At every point the mother is right. So अगर माँ और बच्चे रिलेशन की बात करें तो मैं अपने आप को मैं आपको एक अपना एक छोटी लाइन सुनाती हूँ कि मेरी किस्मत में कोई गम ना होता, मेरी किस्मत में कोई गम ना होता अगर मेरी माँ को उसको लिखने का हक मिला होता. तो हर माँ जो होती है वो अपने बच्चे को बड़ा करते समय कोशिश करती है कि वो उसको प्रोटेक्ट करती रहे सराउंडिंग से, और उसको एक और ये बात सिर्फ इंसानों के लिए लागू नहीं होती है, ये जानवरों में भी हम देखते हैं. माँ होती है चाहे वो इंसान हो चाहे वो जानवर हो, हर माँ कोशिश करती है अपने बच्चे को प्रोटेक्ट करके आगे बढ़ाने का. यहीं पे थोड़ा सा हमें चेंज लाना होगा. My request to all the mothers or would be mothers or upcoming mothers basically, बच्चे को आप एक प्रैक्टिकल एनवायरनमेंट दीजिए जिसमें कि उसे सारे फैक्ट्स ऑलरेडी पता होने चाहिए. Practically successful in this world, right? माँ शब्द में जितनी शक्ति होती है उतनी शक्ति शायद किसी दूसरे शब्द में नहीं होती. ये ओम से भी ज्यादा शक्तिशाली शब्द है. माँ वर्ड जो है that itself is really I should say relating to power, relating to beauty, relating to heroism, relating to love, relating to majesty and everything. बच्चे के लिए सबसे पहला अगर कोई रिश्ता बनता है इस दुनिया में तो वो माँ का होता है. हम सब ये रियलाइज करना को ये रियलाइज करना चाहिए. देखिए, मरने के तो बहुत रास्ते हैं पर दुनिया में आने का एक ही रास्ता है और वो माँ से ही मिलता है. तो माँ जो है उसका ये जो रोल है बच्चे को बड़ा करने में, उसमें यूजुअली हम लोग ये मान के चलते हैं कि माँ से ही बच्चा सब कुछ सीखता है. ऐसा नहीं. ये जो जिम्मेदारी अनसेट मैनर में माँ के ऊपर डाल दी गई है कि आप ही सब कुछ बच्चे को सिखाएंगे, वैसा होता नहीं है क्योंकि माँ खुद एक बुलीड पर्सनैलिटी है. माँ जितनी स्ट्रांग होगी बच्चा उतना स्ट्रांग होगा. ये अंडरस्टूड है. बेदी मैम ने भी यही बात बोली थी और इस बात को मैं बहुत स्ट्रांगली बिलीव करती हूँ कि ड्यूरिंग मदरहुड जो फीलिंग्स होती है मदर की वो कहीं ना कहीं बच्चे की पूरी पर्सनालिटी को लाइफ लॉन्ग इफेक्ट करती रहती है. सो दैट इज द रीजन वाई वी से कि मदर्स को खुश रहना या मदरहुड के दौरान प्रेगनेंसी के दौरान इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द मदर टू बी हैप्पी, एंड दैट इज अ responsibility of every relation. जब यूजुअली मैं देखती हूँ कि जब कोई लड़की माँ बनने वाली होती है, तो जो जो उसके रिलेशंस होते हैं, कहीं कहीं पे तो मैं देखती हूँ, इंक्लूडिंग हर ओन मदर ऑल्सो, देयर बिहेवियर स्टार्ट्स इन अ वे दैट ये तो एक नेचुरल प्रोसेस है, इसको इतना स्पेशल क्यों बना रहे हो? This is a comment which is being heard by most of the girls during the motherhood. ये एक नेचुरल प्रोसेस है मदरहुड, क्यों तुम इसको इतना स्पेशल बना रही हो? क्यों तुम सोच रही हो कि ये तुम्हारे ही साथ कुछ हो रहा है? ये तो हर हर किसी के साथ होता है. Every girl gives rise to a child, right? But it is, this attitude has to change. I feel this is also bullying, a type of bullying, right? Can anybody tell me what do you think is bullying about? What is bullying?
You know, trying to humiliate or trying to demean or trying to, snatch away the dignity and self-respect of that person.
Right.
Mentally,
letting the
emotionally, or
what he or she wants to be.
Yeah, there are many acts which are unpleasant to us, to anybody, in fact, like staring constantly, or making faces, or rolling eyes, or any type of act which is not pleasant, which is repeatedly being done. See, one time if anybody doesn't stop, it's okay. That can be considered as okay. It might have happened. But if these acts are continuously going on, it means that they are purposely done to simply devalue the person. These are the disrespectful acts, basically. And here the psychology comes into the scene, that uh, if a mother or a family is realizing that the upbringing of a child should be done in a respectful manner, it means there has to be a lot of self-respect developed in the person, then these acts will automatically be poised in the society, right? So somewhere we have to take the responsibility of bringing up children in such a manner that they learn to respect others, they feel respectful also, they learn to respect others also. और ये बात उन्हें हमेशा ध्यान में रखनी है कि हर इंडिविजुअल, हर लिविंग या नॉन लिविंग थिंग की एक अपनी एग्जिस्टेंस की एक वैल्यू है. उस वैल्यू को जब आप रिस्पेक्ट करना सीख जाते हैं, तो आप ऑटोमेटिकली बुलिंग टाइप के एक्ट्स से बच जाते हैं. लेकिन हम बचाने के अलावा हमें इसको झेलने की भी शक्ति डेवलप करनी है, राइट? सो द बेस्ट थिंग इज टू बी एजुकेटेड, to learn to ignore, right? Develop tolerance, develop patience, but do not lose your self-respect because of what others are thinking about you, what others are behaving with you, the way they are behaving with you. That doesn't describe what you are. So this is a message which every woman should give to their child. And हर बच्चा ये तो जानता ही है कि शायद सारी दुनिया उसका साथ छोड़ दे, पर एक माँ का रिश्ता वो होता है जो माँ किसी भी हालत में बच्चे का साथ कभी नहीं छोड़ती है. तो यहीं पे इसीलिए हर माँ से मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि वो बच्चे में सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट डेवलप करवाए, सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट से जीना सिखाए, और दूसरों की रिस्पेक्ट वही लोग करते हैं जिनके पास खुद की रिस्पेक्ट होती है, खुद का रिस्पेक्ट होता है. So this is my message for today, and I believe we all are on the same platform again as Akash has given us, and so that brings us to the same thinking also most of the time, basically, right? So I enjoyed really being here. I enjoyed listening to all of you, and thank you again, Akash.
We have one more guest speaker with us, Miss Pooja Pandey, ma'am. She's welcome, ma'am, and over to you.
Thank you, Akash. Hello, everybody, and happy Mother's Day to all. I think so only I am the one amongst you all who's not a mother yet, biologically, but being an academic coordinator, I am in my institution. So, yeah, my topic for today is obviously self-love for mothers, but I would like to deviate a bit self-love is necessary for every individual. If you cannot love yourself, in spite of being a mother, in spite of being a woman, in spite of being a male, female, whatever, until and unless you love and respect yourself, you cannot love any relationship in the world. And yeah, the relationship of mother, the relationship of a mother is the only one relationship which is taken for granted at every step. Every onus lies on the mother. Agar bachcha acha hai, if a kid is doing good, father gets the credit. If the kid is not doing good, it goes on to mother. Because she's the one who stays with the kid 24/7. She's the one who raises a kid. She's the one who teaches him or her all the things, all good things, bad things. And if something goes wrong, she's the one to be blamed for it. That's not correct. When you agreed to be in a relationship, when you agreed to be in a marriage, when you agreed to bring a child to a world, it was both of your responsibilities because you both agreed to it. So you need to share the responsibilities. Everything doesn't lie on mother's shoulder. Mother is not responsible for everything. Because of all this, she starts neglecting herself. She starts not caring about herself. She's the one who's the least worried about her well-being, what makes her happy, what makes her sad, what gives her happiness, what ultimately forgets everything. Because what is important for her is her children, her husband, their lunch, their breakfast, every minute thing she takes care about, but there's nobody to take care about her. And the worst thing is she doesn't even have the right to complain about all these things. Because if she complains, she gets to hear, Karti kya ho din bhar? What do? You just stay at home and you do nothing. I realized this when I got married. I realized what my mother does 24/7 for every single person in the family. And trust me, after I got married, I realized it takes a lot of pain to stand on your feet 24/7 and think about every minute things about your family, your husband, your children, your in-laws, your relatives. Be ready anytime. Anybody can bump into your family and you have to be on your toes in the kitchen, serving them, even if you don't want to smile, even if you're not well, you have to put a fake smile just to not let them know that you're not in the mood to sit and talk to them, or you're not in the mood to even entertain them, because obviously being a human being, you get exhausted. You have your own likes and dislikes, but you never get time for that. You never get time to think about your own likes and dislikes. You ultimately forget about self-love. I agree to what Ritu ma'am said. Yep. Initially, when females used to get married, once after you get married, even today, there are many families, शादी हो गई, काम करने की क्या जरूरत है? This was a thought process in my family as well. My grandfather once said me, okay, why do you want to work? Are we short of money? Are we short of all the leisures? I said, no, I want to work for myself because I have my individual personality. I need to do it for myself. Nobody understands that. Nobody understands the importance of being with one individual self for some time. Every individual needs me time, and there the role of self-love and self-respect comes in, which we as a woman, we neglect completely for ourselves. We only think about others, how we can keep others happy, how we can bring a smile on themselves, on their faces, how we can do good for them, forgetting about we need to do good for ourselves. Be it the basics and basic necessities, beautifying yourself, loving something you eat, eating something you love to eat, or just listening to music. We do not do that. We literally forget ourselves. It's high time. We should take at least 5 minutes in a day, not more, only 5 minutes to be with yourself and remind yourself you have all the rights to love yourself, to appreciate yourself. If nobody pats your back, pat your back yourself. Yes, you did whatever you did these 24 hours, you did your best. You gave your best. If nobody pats you, pat yourself. Praise yourself. You did good. Because nobody will come to pat you. Because obviously people are taking you for granted. And once we start taking somebody for granted, we do not appreciate them. We do not. And females are a very practical example of this. Nobody in this world appreciates what a female does. Even we don't appreciate ourselves for what we do. Then how can we expect others to appreciate ourselves? How can we expect others to praise ourselves? Until and unless we start loving ourselves, until and unless we start respecting ourselves, nobody will respect us. Self-love, self-respect is important. With this, I would like to conclude, and I request everybody to please love yourselves. Just 5 minutes a day. It's going to be, you will feel changed. I'll tell you my experience. I have been into a very bad marriage, into an abusive marriage. My mother taught me self-love. I was at a edge of something what is known as mental breakdown. Even why don't girls want to become pregnant? Because of the depression, because of the pressure of the society. They go under perinatal depression, postpartum depression. They even do not feel the happiness which a lady feels when he or she gives birth, or when he or she conceives. Those 9 months of pregnancy are the most beautiful journey every woman goes through. But that pressure and everything even snatches away that happiness from her. Why? Because everybody says something. Don't act this, don't act this. Is obviously what Mamta ma'am said, that don't feel yourself special. Why? Being pregnant is a very special feel. Right, it in her own way. Why are we stopping them from doing this? It takes off that feeling of love and affection from that individual, and they undergo this perinatal depression, then that postpartum depression. They do not feel that connect with the child. They do not feel that connect with anybody, because we are making them like that. We should stop this. It's high time. Start respecting each other. At least treat humans as humans, nothing else. Just the basic treatment which a human should give a human. Treat every individual as you treat yourself. Just treat that person as a basic human. Then see, will be fine. Just again, once again, stopping it. Respect each other, love each other. That nobody demands anything more than that. With this, I would like to end my speech. Thank you, everybody.
This is Sonia ma'am. You can unmute and you can talk.
All the ladies, happy Mother's Day. And I just wanted to recite 4 lines. नारी तुम केवल श्रद्धा हो, विश्वास रजत न पक्तल में, पीयूष स्रोत सी बहा करो, जीवन के सुंदर समतल में. So this is what I wanted to explain to everyone. And thank you so much. It was a lovely interaction. I gained a lot of knowledge. Thank you so much, all of you.
Thank
Happy Mother's Day to all once again, and thank you for joining. So we will
Thank you so
meet soon.